Hi, I'm Ray. Well, I'm in the greenhouse today and we're looking at overwintering our geraniums. So we're now the end of October and we want to put these to bed. We're going to look after these and I'm going to show you what we're going to do. So when do we know when to overwinter and store our geraniums? So if we take a look at our plant, you can see some of the leaves are just turning yellow and it's telling you that it wants to go to sleep, wants to go dormant. So this needs to be done before the first frost, so the frost doesn't kill off the whole plant. And what we need to do is just remove all the dead leaves. This one was in a flower pot in the garden at the front. We don't need the flowers in the pots anymore, so I've removed these, and these are going to do as a bare root storage, as they are just like that. So I'm just going to remove the leaves that have died off, and we're also looking for any dead leaves, dead branches, and they can be removed. Just making a cut. If there's any diseased or dead, they can just be cut off. And any flowers that are flowering, even though this is still flowering, we want it to go dormant, so we just break off any flowers. So once we've got all our leaves removed, there's two ways that we can do these. The first way is just leaving it bare root, so no soil, and these can be hung upside down and left to dry, or wrap it up in a newspaper, or put it in a brown carrier bag, or even if you've got a box, a cardboard box, you can place these into the cardboard box, and that will be great. The leaves will drop and we can cut the roots down if they're spindly and long, just like that. So this is ready. Remove that one. So this is ready for overwintering. All the dead leaves, any dead stems, there's no bugs, so that is ready. So that one we can put into our dry storage, and all the remains can go into the compost bin. The second way is taking your plant, removing all the loose soil, removing the dead leaves, the flowers, flower stems, removing the leaves. There's a dead stalk there, I'm going to remove that. Just going to go through removing those dead leaves. There we go. And the other way we can store these is by putting them in a pot. So this was in a big flower pot. And the other way is getting a little pot, getting some compost and placing it in a pot with the compost around the outside. So these can just be stored in a shed in a greenhouse, away from any frosts. You just give it a little drop of water, but they won't need any more watering until the spring. The leaves will drop off, the stem there, flower there, remove that. There we go. So that's going to sit in the shed in a frost-free location. So that's those two. These are just plants that have been dug out. If you've got an original big plant in a pot, then you don't need to take it out. All you do is a similar process. You go through, take off all the leaves, and then maybe you can just take the pot, put that inside the conservatory, removing the leaves, the flowers, just keeping it in a frost-free location. Remove the flowers, we don't want it to think it needs to grow anymore. There we go, removing the dead ones in case there's any bugs. So they can be cut down. There we go. Also just going to remove any weeds from the pot. Can be topped up with a bit of fresh compost. And the same for this one. Nice little job to do on a cold windy day. And then they can just be brought out again in the spring. So all it needs to do is just avoid any frosts. There we go. Nice little job to do in the shed. I'll go through all my plants, doing all the same, removing the dead stems, plants, flowers. So let me know in the comments if you've got any dahlias. Which method do you use? Do you use the bare root method, placing it in newspaper, in a bag, or do you keep them in the shed, conservatory, and let them go from there? Let me know in the comments, and that would be great. Thanks for watching. Cheers.